Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari 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 Jaya Gopidana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopidana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopidana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopidana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Brajadana Randana Yashodanandana Brajadana Randana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari 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 Gopidana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopidana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopidana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopidana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Brajadana Randana Yashodanandana Brajadana Randana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Jai Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Radhe,
Jai Radha, Madhava Radha, Madhava Radhe.
Jai Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Radhe,
Jai Radha, Madhava Radha, Madhava Radhe.
Jai Prabhupada Prabhupada Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada,
Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada.
Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada,
Jai
Prabhupada,
Prabhupada.
Swayam Vishupad Paramahamsa Privratagacharya Stotra Satta Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Sri Bhai Charanarvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Sri Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Skandi Biti Founder Charyas Divine Grace Sri Prabhupada Ki Namacharya Sri Haridas Thakur Ki Samavata Bhakta Vrinda Ki Harinam Sankirtan Ki Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jainitai Gaura Pimanande. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and to Sri Gauranga, all glories to Sri Prabhupada. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Taksuranmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Parakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Sya Sri Rupam Sagradatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Svam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalitam Sri Visakanvitam Scha Hai Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Suti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyaeva Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is a very means of conquest, let us first offer respectful obeisances unto Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, unto Narayana Rishi, the supremmost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta Prayesha Badreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. By regularly hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering a service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome within the heart becomes destroyed practically to nil, and loving devotional service unto the Supreme Lord, whose praise with transcendental songs becomes established as an irrevocable fact. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahma Samhitam Uttama Shloka Charitam Chakara Bhagavan Rishi Nisreyasaya Lokasya Dhanyam Swasyayanam Maha. This Srimad Bhagavatam, known as the Granthara, the king of all Vedic literatures, is the literary incarnation of God. It is compiled by the incarnation of God, the Sri Vyasadeva. It is meant for the ultimate good of all people. It is all successful, all blissful, and all perfect. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Om Surabhyaya Namaha.
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 Mukham karoti vasalam pangom langayate girim yad kripatamaham bande Sri Gurum Dinataranam. Yad kripatamaham bande Sri Gurum Dinataranam. Hare Krishna. Welcome to our Srimad Bhagavatam class. And yesterday we began a new, canto number 1, chapter 3. Krishna is the source of all incarnations, and we read text number 1 yesterday. Okay. So text number 2. Yasyam bhasi shayanasya yoga nidram vitanvataha nabhi radam bujad asid brahma vishva srijam patihi. Yasyambasi shayanasya yoga nidram vidanvataha nabhi radam bujad asid brahma vishva srijam patihi. Yasyambasi shayanasya yoga nidram vitanvataha nabhi radam bujad asid brahma vishva srijam patihi. Yasyambasi shayanasya yoga nidram vitanvataha nabhi radam bujad asid brahma vishva srijam patihi.
Yashambasi shayanasya yoga nidram vitanvataha
nabhi radam bujad asid brahma vishva srijam patihi. Yasyambasi shayanasya yoga nidram vitanvataha nabhi radam bujad asid brahma vishva srijam patihi. Yasyambasi shayanasya yoga nidram vitanvataha nabhi radam bujad asid brahma vishva srijam patihi. Yasya whose ambhasi in the water shayanasya lying down yoga nidram sleeping in meditation vitanvataha ministering nabhi navel radha out of the lake, Ambujat, from the lotus, Asit, was manifested, Brahma, the grandfather of the living beings, Vishwa, the universe, Srijam, the engineers, Patihi, master. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. A part of the Purusha lies down within the water of the universe. From the navel lake of his body sprouts a lotus stem, and from the lotus flower atop this stem, Brahma, the master of all engineers in the universe, becomes manifest. Can you repeat after me? A part of the Purusha lies down within the water of the universe. From the navel lake of his body sprouts a lotus stem. And from the lotus flower atop this stem, Brahma, the master of all engineers in the universe, becomes manifest. Purport. The first Purusha is the Karanadaksha Vishnu. From his skin holes, innumerable universes have sprung up. In each and every universe, the Purusha enters as the Garbhadaksha Vishnu. He is lying within the half of the universe which is full with the water of his body. And from the navel of Garbhadaksha Vishnu has sprung the stem of the lotus flower, the birthplace of Brahma, who is the father of all living beings and the master of all the demigod engineers engaged in the perfect design and working of the universal order. Perfect design. Within the stem of the lotus, there are 14 divisions of planetary systems, and the earthly planets are situated in the middle. Upwards, there are other better planetary systems, and the topmost system is called Brahmaloka or Satyaloka. And downwards from the early planetary system, there are 7 lower planetary systems inhabited by the asuras and similar other materialistic living beings. From Garbhadaksha Vishnu, there is expansion of the Kshirodaksha Vishnu, who is the collective Paramatma of all living beings. He is called Hari, and from him all incarnations within the universe are expanded. Therefore, the conclusion is that the Purusha avatar is manifested in 3 features. First, the Karanadaksha, who creates aggregate material ingredients in the Mahatattva. Second, the Garbhadaksha, who enters in each and every universe. And third, the Kshirodaksha Vishnu, who is the Paramatma of every material object, organic or inorganic. One who knows these plenary features of the personality of Godhead knows Godhead properly, and thus the knower becomes freed from the material conditions of birth, death, old age, and disease, as it is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. In this shloka, the subject matter of Mahavishnu is summarized. The Mahavishnu lies down in some part of the spiritual sky by his own free will. Thus he lies on the ocean of Karana, from where he glances over his material nature, and the Mahatattva is at once created. Thus, electrified by the power of the Lord, the material nature at once creates innumerable universes, just as in due course a tree decorates itself with innumerable grown fruits. The seed of the tree is known, the seed of the tree is sown by the cultivator, and the tree or creeper in due course becomes manifested with so many fruits. Nothing can take place without a cause. The Karana ocean is therefore called the causal ocean. Karana means causal. We should not foolishly accept the atheistic theory of creation. The description of the atheist is given in the Bhagavad Gita. The atheist does not believe in a creator, but he cannot give a good theory to explain the creation. Material nature has no power to create without the power of the Purusha. Just as a Prakriti or woman cannot produce a child without the connection of the Purusha or man. The Purusha impregnates and the Prakriti delivers. We should not expect milk from the fleshy bags on the neck of a goat, although they look like breastly nipples. Similarly, we should not expect any creative power from the material ingredients. We must believe in the power of the Purusha, who impregnates Prakriti, or nature. Because the Lord wished to lie down in meditation, the material energy created innumerable universes at once. In each of them, the Lord lay down, and thus all the planets and the different paraphernalia were created at once by the will of the Lord. The Lord has unlimited potencies, and thus he can act as he likes by perfect planning. Although personally he has nothing to do. No one is greater than or equal to him. That is the verdict of the Vedas. Translation again. A part of the Purusha lies down within the water of the universe. From the navel lake of his body sprouts a lotus stem, and from the lotus flower atop this stem, Brahma, the master of all engineers in the universe, becomes manifest. So this is the Vedic version of creation. The point being that creation is, as mentioned here, is perfectly planned and orchestrated. We speak about laws of nature. Laws of nature are embedded within from the moment of creation. Actually, when we look at the picture on the Brahma Samhita, isn't it? We see a picture of Lord Brahma, and we see one line coming and connecting with the navel of Garbhodakshay Vishnu. So, just like this is not at all inconceivable, because we can see this every time a child is born. A child is also born and connected with his mother in umbilical cord, isn't it? And so the very creation of a child is also very very inconceivable. A child stays within the womb of the mother, in a human being, at least for approximately 9 months. And everything is also nicely described in the Bhagavatam, how from the very beginning it's only like about this big, pea-like form of the body. Then slowly everything grows. Then at some point the eyes appear, the nose, all the different parts of the body. At some point the heart begins to beat. Everything is is in detail explained in the Bhagavatam, which correlates to what modern science also knows and understands about how a child grows within the womb of the mother. And so it means that there is a very elaborate and a very detailed, planned arrangement for this creation. And anyone who stops and analyzes and observes will conclude how this material creation is very, very scientifically done, and the point being that there is someone who has planned this creation, and this is briefly summarized here in these different Purusha incarnations. Karana Dakshai Vishnu, Garbha Dakshai Vishnu, and Kshiro Dakshai Vishnu. Here it mentions also how Kshiro Dakshai Vishnu, who is the third Purusha, is not only present within the heart of every human being, is not only present within sentient living entities or sentient bodies, means different forms of life, but he's actually present within each and every atom. So therefore, the concept of what we call omnipresent and omniscient. Omnipresent means present everywhere, and omniscient means knowing and understanding, witnessing everything, can easily be understood when we accept this description. But most, as Prabhupada mentioned, most scientists actually will not accept this version. And they will not accept because to accept means one has to surrender to the intent or purpose of the creation. The creation is existing for a particular purpose, and that is most difficult for living entity actually to surrender. That is our actually fundamental problem. Uh, Surrender means actually accepting someone else better or higher. Uh, Accepting authority means recognizing our position to be inferior, and that is not generally so easy for the conditioned soul. Um, so, and the creation takes place over a very long period of time. There's a lot more um, detailed descriptions are given in different places of the Bhagavatam, and to our limited intelligence, this seems extraordinary. Of course, it is also extraordinary, and that is why the Vedic process of accepting knowledge or information is very different from modern day concept. For example, there's one nice purport. I'm not sure if it's a full purport that the Srila Prabhupada gives in the context of authority, in the context of government. We see today that governments all over the world, government leaders all over the world, are enacting different legislation, passing different resolutions, making or taking different decisions, but not based on authority, based on their authority, based on their collective decision. That is the meaning of democracy. Democracy today, which is prevalent all over the world, is based on collective decision, isn't it? What the majority of ministers vote, yea, then it will pass as a resolution. This is not the Vedic system. Of course, Prabhupada explains there is democracy, but it is, you could say, guided democracy. Democracy only for those who are qualified. And just like Brahmanas in the Vedic culture, the example is there of King Vena. King Vena, as we know, was a bad king. And at one point, he became totally uncontrolled, and therefore the Brahmanas had a meeting. They discussed what to do, and collectively they decided, okay, we have to eliminate King Vena because he's destroying dharma. So, but in the Vedic culture, we know that to govern a state or a country, the king will not pass legislation whimsically. He will pass only legislation, or he will make decisions only based on Shastra. So one devotee actually shared a very nice purport that I'll read to you just yesterday, establishing this most important principle, which is highlighting the need of Guru Parampara. Guru Parampara means we follow what is established by our previous acharyas, with the understanding that actually whatever they are following ultimately comes from Krishna. Just like it is mentioned here, Brahma, who is created from the lotus stem sprouting from the navel of Garbhodakshai Vishnu, he is known as the secondary creator. And he receives knowledge from Krishna, from within the heart, and then he gives that knowledge. That's how we as a sampradaya, Gaudiya Sampradaya, Madhva Sampradaya, we belong to the Brahma Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. It's very nice, you know, Bhagavatam is full of such explanations given by Srila Prabhupada in his different purports. And just I want to read this one to you, which is quite, here we go. Yeah. This is taken from the first canto of the Bhagavatam, chapter 10. We're now in chapter 3. This is in relation to the position of Yudhishthira Maharaj, who, as we know, was the whole battle of Kurukshetra was fought to establish Yudhishthira Maharaj as the not only the king but the monarch for the whole world. So this